won't pay for it. Second, I booked it back in June. And so whatever I paid or whatever it was then is not, I can guarantee you it's not going to be that price now. And it also depends on when you're traveling. Depending on where you're going, January can be a low season or January can be a high season. So it doesn't really matter what I paid for. You either want to go or you don't. Not to be rude or touchy, but I'm not telling nobody what I paid for anything. So let me tell you, when it came down to leaving my kids, first, obviously, you got to have a responsible party in charge. But my kids are very picky. I had to break down and set them up very specifically, even down to the meals. So that was not rude. Who you talking about, me rude or they rude? Because I feel like asking me how much I paid for something is rude. None of your damn business. How about that? That's the answer. But so the day I left, right, I made a pot of goulash that'll last about 2 days, whatever. So then I made a menu. I said, eat this on this day, eat this on the day. I was literally cooking meals, putting them in the freezer with a date on it, saying, take this out on this date, take this out on this date. For the weekend, I sent my daughter money. I said, order pizza, order Little Caesars here. But then the next weekend, order from the pizza spot around the corner from the house, order this and order that. So as far as like food, okay, now y'all taken care of. Now this is even with a grown adult. Y'all taking care of, because my kids are very picky. Uniforms. I literally ironed uniforms for both boys for every single day. Laid them out across the dresser. The little one does not have to wear uniforms on Fridays. So I picked out an outfit for him. Ironed that. Picture day was on this day. So then I had to iron a separate. When I tell you I was on a whole mission to make sure it would be absolutely no issues with my kids while I was gone. It's like you have to really, really think about every single detail. I made sure my daughter had her haircut. I made sure the boys went to the barbershop before I left. I even set my alarm clock because I knew it was going to be a big time difference. And teenage boys can be dirty as F. Get in the shower. Like, this is literally what I'm doing on my vacation. Make sure you get in the shower. Did you put on your deodorant? Did you do this? Did you do that? So the only reason why I was going so long is because it was a milestone. I turned 40. So I would normally never be going that long. So that's why I was like, you know what? This is my year. 40 is all about me. Obviously, I'm going to make sure the kids in the house and everything is taken care of. But I do a lot for people. You know what I mean? And not saying that I'm not supposed to do for my children, but I do a lot. I go above and beyond. I could be one of those moms that say, you don't eat this, you gonna eat what I cook. I've never been that type. I literally cook multiple meals at dinner, because I've never been one of them parents that will force a child to eat something that I know they don't like. I just feel like that's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, if you know they don't like this, but you're gonna sit up here and tell them to eat it anyway. No. Now, if you just, okay, you don't want that. I know for a fact this is something that you eat and then you don't want it this night. Okay, that's a different story. Then you got to go find yourself something. But I make sure they are set up to a T. That's just how my mom was. You know what I mean? She was never this type to say, when it comes to like responsible shit, he just going to be all laid back and nonchalant. I needed somebody that was going to cut it. Yes, fuck them bills all 2023. Minimum payments. I don't care if that bill $10,000, if the minimum payment is $2,250, that's what I'm paying. Thank you, honey. I did. I really, really had a good time. This was a trip of a lifetime. So let me tell you, when the other parties canceled, I was like, all right, I'm upgrading my trip, right? So from Cairo, Egypt to Cape Town, I was flying Emirates. I upgraded to business class. I was more excited about that business class than I think was the rest of the trip. When I walked on that plane, and y'all talk about act like you ain't never had shit, that was me. I didn't even know how to put my damn suitcase in the top because it just looked different. My insides was jumping for joy like I was a little girl, okay? So I wanted to do first class, but that shit would have cost me my firstborn. I wasn't ready to give her up yet because them tickets was out of control. So I get on there. and I have it was just amazing. Like, I couldn't even go to sleep. That's how amazing. Emirates is just different. Like, the airplane even had a bar on it, like a whole bar on school. Even the little one, he's crazy anyway, so that could be expected. But my kids never get in trouble. When I tell you I don't even get phone calls home, they both got suspended for fighting. Literally, the teenagers, they both got suspended for fighting. And they never, I said, God knew that I needed to be on vacation when that happened. So it was just the craziest things. I couldn't believe it. Like, so when they're calling me, I'm like, not my kids. My kids don't get in trouble. My kids don't do this. It was definitely my kids. Now, what I will say is I was rocking with them once I heard the whole story, and I'm like, okay, but it's still the point. I felt like it wouldn't have happened if I was home. But I talked to, so before I left for vacation, I took the teenagers out to dinner. You know, I talked to them. This is how it's going to be. This is what I need y'all to do. Even though your little brother, wait, not my braces. Yes, she got suspended too. She got suspended. She was the first one to get suspended. Girl, group brawl. Okay? Group brawl. 2-on-2. Crazy. Crazy. And as I was saying, I took them out to dinner, explained this is what it needs to be. Now, obviously most on here don't know me. I have never, ever been a mom to make the older kids watch the little ones. That's just not me. That's not it. I made him. He's not your responsibility. That's just what it is. But I do expect them to help out when it comes to important things. So, like, you know, grocery shopping, you know, different random stuff. But no, you're not going to be a babysitter for hire or just a babysitter because I said, oh, you got to watch them, especially not while I'm on vacation. She is. Now, I will say she didn't start it, but she finished it. So I couldn't be mad. So when the situation was going down, she texted me. She says, Mom, I'm about to fight. And I'm looking at, I'm